right, so we're gonna get into the 7-step product creation process. And so step one is we're dealing with keyword research. All right, so if you don't already know, I am Byron D. Allen. My passion is learning and growing in business as well as teaching others. Oh yeah, I don't know if y'all are on Instagram and LinkedIn. My name is the same everywhere. So you can find me on those platforms: YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram. Twitter, but I don't really use Twitter much. All right, so how did I even learn keyword research? So going back to the beginning, I started selling my branded t-shirts in 2015 through social media and Facebook ads. So when I first started, the scene was very different for t-shirts and just doing your websites in general. You didn't have a lot of print on demand and stuff like that. And so when I started out with a brand. And so what I did, I taught myself how to build a website. I found a video on YouTube. The video was like 2.5, 3 hours. It took me like 2-3 days to build a website. And you can still find videos like that today where people will do, you can find like a 5-hour long video teaching you how to build a WordPress website. And so I taught myself how to build a website. And so after I was done, when you got your own website, you gotta market your website yourself and bring your own traffic. And so the way I was doing it was through social media and Facebook ads. And so my first sale actually came through TikTok. And not TikTok, I said TikTok, Twitter. My first sale came through Twitter. And when the sale came in, I thought it was I don't know, for some reason I thought it wasn't real. Because it's something, man, when you like build a stuff and it's your first time doing something like that and you're not sure if what you are doing is working. And so when you actually get a sale, it's like, oh wow. And so yeah, that's how I got my first sale. And then I ended up learning Facebook ads. And so back then when you was doing Facebook ads, it wasn't as complicated as it is now, because back then you could target any Facebook group. So even if the Facebook group had like 50,000 people, you could target a group. And like now it's nothing like that. And so also I sold retro games and consoles on Etsy in 2015, as well as branded products through Amazon FBA. Then I know y'all probably like, man, what this got to do with keyword research? It'll make sense though. But so back then, when you're running ads is very, you need a lot of cash to run ads. You're gonna need some cash. And so what I started doing, I figured I can add on to my income by flipping retro games and consoles on Etsy. And then back then I was doing Amazon FBA. And so we would go to maybe like Goodwills or stores and buy stuff and flip it on Amazon. And so that's how we were bringing in income. And so fast forwarding through all of that, in between the time, I did a lot of different stuff. And so in 2018, I had decided to switch up my strategy as far as in with t-shirts. And so I went with a general approach instead of like trying to build my brand, because it's tough to build a brand. It's doable, but it is tough because, you know, people got to buy into what you're doing. And so when you're doing it around a niche, it's easier, but it, like I said, it can be tough. So 2018, I launched a general t-shirt shop on Etsy. And so when I launched this shop, what I was doing before then, as you can see, I was only dealing with branded products. Like it was either my products and I was running ads on Facebook to bring people there, or I was selling products that was already known. So Nintendo, people are already typing in Nintendo, or if it's something like Sony and I'm selling on Amazon, Sony headphones or something, people are already looking for that stuff. So I thought it would be that easy when I launched my shop, and it wasn't that easy. And so I had to start doing research, and that's when I found out about eRank, because when I did the general shop and I was doing my general shirts, before I was using any tools, I was just coming up with keywords that I thought people were searching, and it wasn't as easy. And so all of those years where I was just throwing stuff on the sites and people are buying it through the brand already being known, it made me think that I could just throw it on the site with regular shirts and it would happen like that, but it didn't. But yeah, that's when I did research. I learned about eRank. So discovering eRank. So this tool allowed me to see the monthly volume of searches that customers was doing for each search term. And this is big. This is very, 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 very big. And not wasting your time on search terms that nobody is searching for. Key points with keyword research. So the first thing that you'll find with keyword research that you need to pay attention to is the search volume. If you're not getting any search volume, it's I won't say that it won't work, but your time could be better spent somewhere else. With things that got low search volume, the best time to really go after those, if you're going to choose to do it, is around the holiday season. All right, so the next key thing when it comes to keyword research is competition. And so when I first learned about doing keyword research, I was only focused on search volume, and I wasn't really focused on competition like that. And so what happened was, what made me start really focusing on competition was I was making my own designs for a certain niche, not realizing that the competition was very stiff. I mean, very stiff. And I made my designs, and it was pretty good. I was wondering, like, why is this not getting any traffic? But later on, I found out that it had a ton of competition. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people. So one niche that's like that on Etsy that's tough to get into is the wedding. Now, there's some openings there, but if you're talking about like shirts or something like that, it's tough to get into the wedding niche on Etsy because there's a lot of people doing it, and they got some high level products too doing it. And so the third thing is seasonality. This is where you find out when is it peak season for your certain keywords. And so when it came to seasonality, I learned about seasonality with Google Trends. I knew about Google Trends for a while, but I never really like used it like that until later on. So Google Trends allow you to know the peak season for a particular keyword or phrase. This info allows you to be more strategic. So for example, let's say we're talking about the fishing niche, right? If you go to Google Trends, you will see it's a clear trend of when people are searching for fishing shirts or just fishing products in general. And that's around the summertime because that's when it's peak season for fishing. So 3 main categories for keywords. So the first one is evergreen. So evergreen niches will get you solid sales throughout the year. These niches and keywords are hardly affected by changes in trends. This is like, I look at evergreen niches as your foundation for your store. I would say to go after these first because this is what will allow you to get solid sales throughout the entire year in evergreen. The next category is seasonal. So seasonal niches peak at a certain time of the year of the season. They can make you a ton of money during that time, but will fizzle out once it's over. So seasonal is like your holiday stuff, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, those type of things. But even fishing, like what I was just talking about with fishing, it's kind of like both evergreen and seasonal, but it does have a peak around in the summer. But people that love fishing, that can sell throughout the year as well. Then the last one is the trendy niches. They can make you a ton of money for a very short period of time. This usually depends on how much the news or social media is covering a topic. And the news can make you a lot of money. I always say that now. The news can make you a lot of money. So the two last events that I saw that this was real effective with, the Johnny Depp case, that was heavy in the news. And there was a lot of sales made there. And then the next thing that was just ridiculous when it comes to sales, just looking at, just the business side of it, but is the Roe v. Wade thing. Like the amount of sales I seen, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was looking at this one store, they was averaging like about 70 or 80 sales a day. And when that Roe v. Wade thing happened, they had a lot of those products in their store. They jumped from doing 70 to 80 sales a day to doing like almost 2,000 sales a day, 1,600 a day. It was crazy. And so with trends, when big things like that hit the news and it's something that's passionate, where people are very passionate about, it's a lot of sales that's going to be made there. So they did like over 200,000 in 1 week. I couldn't believe it. It was crazy. All right. So being armed with this information that E-Rank and Google Trends give us, this allows us to choose our strategy. So we got a couple of different strategies that you could choose to go with. And it's good to kind of see what you'll want to do at the beginning, because that'll allow you to choose your path kind of. All right, so the two strategies of how I see it. The first one is brand building. This is where you look to build a brand around a certain niche. You focus on that niche in your social media presence. You're using Etsy as a lead pad to launch your brand's website. And so this kind of like what I'm doing with this new store, because it kind of like just organically happened. Like there was a person that bought a cup from me and they liked it a lot and they made a post on Instagram. And it's crazy because the post on Instagram started getting like tens of thousands of views. I don't know how many is at now. But yeah, it was crazy. And I actually had took advantage of that Johnny Depp case, and, people was going crazy over some of those products. And so when they posted it, it was doing some numbers. And at the time I didn't even have an Instagram. And so they kept, messaging me. So I went ahead and made an Instagram, and then they were tagging me, telling people, hey, this is where I got the cup. And then people was coming from there to buy it. It was crazy. So, man, the power of social media. This is what made me think, well, shoot, I can take this later on and make this into a brand. So I'm gonna end up purchasing the trademark for the name. That I need to come up with a logo. But yeah, that's one way you could go about doing it. And then the next one is the general strategy. This strategy is where I expect most people to do. This is where you're not focused on a certain niche. You're more focused on opportunities. So you can use Etsy as a lead pad to sell on Amazon and Walmart. And so the way I see these two, with building a brand, you going what I call deep, right? So let's say the horse niche, right? Let's say you're doing a niche to where you're dealing with horse lovers. I would say you would go deep rather than wide. And when I say deep, because you're not dealing with a lot of other niches. You could deal with other niches that's similar or relevant with the horses, but you're going pretty much deep. So when I say deep, you're not just doing t-shirts. You might be looking to do stuff that's dealing with hats, horse saddles, cowboy boots, all type of stuff like that. You might look to, get into all types of other products, going deep into the niche. And with the general, you're just looking to go wide, right? So let's say if you just want to sell a lot of t-shirts, you're just looking for opportunities with whatever the niche is, and so you might sell t-shirts within a lot of different niches. So think of it as like Walmart. Walmart is not like a niche store. They just sell a lot of different items. And so that's why I say with the general method, you can take the stuff that's working on Etsy and you can take that over to Amazon and you can sell on Walmart. A lot of people don't know that you can actually sell on Walmart. You could fill out an application and then just like you can sell on Amazon, you can post your stuff on Walmart. It's kind of tough to get on Walmart. I think it's harder to get on Walmart than Amazon. So after that, anybody got any questions about this?
Not so far. I just want to recap, or what do you call it? Summarize. I don't know if you were planning on summarizing though.
No, go ahead.
From my perspective, so it's keyword research. Things on the keyword research or tools that you can use on the keyword research are eRank. And when you're in eRank, you're looking for search volume and competition.
Yep.
And there's Google Trends, and then there's 3 categories under that: evergreen, seasonal, trendy, and then 2 strategies that you go off of, which is building brand, which is more niche specific, and general strategy, which is opportunity focused.
Yep.
That it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I take good notes.
Yeah. I'm thinking like, man, this look like my notes for this thing. Awesome. Yeah. You pretty much. Yeah.
Wait.
Anybody else had anything on this? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So what we'll do, as always, I'll get into some live examples on this. So from here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video because I don't want you already know, like doing the examples can be longer than the actual presentation.
Yep. Yep.
So I cut it from here and then we'll get into some live examples. So if anybody is watching this on the replay,
hey, Myron.
Yeah.
Down the road, can you go through the Walmart, how to get, involved in the Walmart whole idea?
Yeah, we can get into that.
Down the road. Yeah,
we can get into that.
Okay, cool.
And so what I'll do, I'll go ahead and cut this. And so if anybody was watching this on the replay, just be sure to join us in the VIP Platinum membership and then come join us live, and then you can go through the live presentation or the live examples. And so I cut it from here.